How to tell a story. Storytelling is a very important skill when you do a presentation. There are three aspects of storytelling. First one, knowing your audience. Second, knowing the point of your story. Third, structuring your story so it is understandable to your audience. Knowing your audience is very important. Is your audience knowledgeable about data analytics, statistics, and so on? Their level of the knowledge affects how you want to tell your story. For example, if your audience is very familiar with statistics, you can just use the term like p-value or key means to explain what you use. However, if the audience knows nothing about the statistics, you may need to figure out how you want to tell your story, or you want to spend some time explain the term in a very easy way. Second, is your audience knowledgeable about your data? Do they know what they contain, what they omit, and why? So, every analysis we do is based on the data set. So, data set is very important. If the audience knows nothing about your data, you have to spend some time to explain how your data look like. As a storyteller, you are responsible for creating a world where your story exists. For example, the Star Wars, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. With very simple sentence, it created a very great background for the whole story. The data you use to tell the story is a large part of that world, so you should make sure your audience understands your world. Knowing the point of the story. Amateur. Every great story has a point, a takeaway for the audience. So the term derives from the sculpture hidden scaffolder that supports what you see. So we call this as an armature. So you can see those are the armatures, and the armatures are really important. So here's an example, the tortoise and the hare. There's a race between a tortoise, which is slow, and a hare that is fast. However, at the end, tortoise won the game. That means the amateur or the moral or the takeaway is slow, determined, and steady wins the race. So the amateur teach us something, but the amateurs are not necessarily moralistic like Aesop's fables. They're important because the entire structure of your story hangs from the amateur. So before you start work on your story, make sure you figure out what is the amateur for your story, what is the main point, and what is the most important takeaway for your whole presentation. Story structure. There are 5-act play and some with 3 acts, like in the drama terms, climax, rising action, or falling action. You should not just focus on a single part. When telling a story, you need to focus on the whole story. And 3 acts in 7 easy steps. Once upon a time, and every day, until one day. And because of this, and because of this, until finally. And ever since that day, something's different. You can map those steps into 3 acts. Act 1, once upon a time, and every day, and until one day. Act 2, and because of this, and because of this. Act 3, until finally, and ever since that day. Follow the steps. By following these steps, you'll better ensure your story is recognizable and memorable. It won't be predictable, but the audience will understand where you're going and they'll trust that you'll take them there. So, in your assignment for the group presentation, make sure you fit your story into those 7 easy steps.